how did you make sure your stepmom got nothing she wanted? The first time my stepmom showed her true colors was the week after she married my dad. At the wedding, she smiled, hugged me, and called me sweetheart. But the moment we were home, her tone changed. She would say things like, "Your dad has a new family now, so don't expect him to drop everything for you." If I wanted to spend time with him, she always had plans. At first, I ignored it. I thought maybe she just needed time to adjust, but it quickly became clear she didn't see me as part of her family. She saw me as an obstacle. Things escalated when my grandmother passed away. Grandma and I were close. She left me her house, her jewelry, and a savings account. It wasn't millions, but it was security, something she wanted me to have. The will was very clear. Everything went to me. My dad supported it, saying, "That's what mom wanted." My stepmom's smile cracked the second she heard. Her first comment was, "It's ridiculous for a teenager to have all that. You don't even know how to manage money. It should be shared." That was the start of her campaign to get her hands on what wasn't hers. Her first attempt was convincing. She tried to sweet talk my dad into combining the inheritance into a joint family account. We could use it for bills, vacations, and improvements around the house. "It's for the good of all of us," she said with a smile. My dad almost wavered, but I reminded him that grandma's will was written specifically for me. That ended the conversation, for the moment. Her second attempt was guilt. Every chance she got, she dropped little comments. "It's unfair you're living under our roof and not contributing. Do you really need a whole house sitting there empty when we could sell it and use the money? If you really cared about family, you'd share." I ignored her, but inside I was furious. She was shameless. Then came her third attempt, theft. One afternoon, I walked into my room and caught her going through my desk drawer, where I kept important documents. When I asked what she was doing, she laughed it off. Just tidying up. I knew better. By then, I realized she wasn't going to stop. She was testing how much she could get away with, and if I didn't act, she'd eventually find a way to take everything. So I made sure she couldn't. First, I moved all of Grandma's savings into a separate bank account, only in my name. I set up online alerts so I'd know instantly if anything was touched. Then I took the jewelry to a safe deposit box at the bank. No more chances for her to tidy up and make things disappear. The house was trickier. I didn't want her convincing my dad to sell it while I was at school or out. So I went to a lawyer and transferred it into a trust under my name. That way, no one, not even my dad, could legally sell it except me. The final straw came when she tried to cross the line completely. She actually called a realtor, pretending she had the authority to list Grandma's house. The realtor thankfully contacted me as the legal owner. I shut it down instantly, and then I told my dad everything, how she had been pushing, manipulating, and even trying to sneak behind his back. He was furious, not at me, but at her. He told her directly, "This isn't yours. It never will be. Stop." But my stepmom didn't give up. At the next family dinner, she made one last attempt. With her fake sweet smile, she said, "I think we should all sit down and talk about selling the house and splitting things fairly. It doesn't make sense for one person to hold on to so much." That was when I finally ended it. I leaned back, smiled, and said clearly, "That's impossible. The house is in a trust. The savings are in my personal account. The jewelry is in a safe deposit box. You can't touch any of it. Not a cent, not a stone, not a scrap." The table went quiet. My dad put down his fork and didn't say a word. Her face turned red, and she opened her mouth to argue, but nothing came out. Everyone at that table saw her for what she was, greedy and exposed. From that moment on, she stopped pushing. She avoided the topic entirely because she knew she was finished.